We are live. My goodness. 2025. I think this is my first few good minutes of 2025. Well, I've had some good minutes in 2025, but this is the first official few good minutes. I'm Brent Leary, and wow, I think I've been doing this thing for, I don't know, way too long, as you see the gray in my beard. But I am so glad to be back. It's 2025. It's a whole new year of a few good minutes. I have a really great guest to do my first few good minutes of the year with, and I will introduce you to her shortly. But before we do that, I got a little housekeeping. Yeah, I always have to pause because sometimes I say house cleaning, and that really doesn't sound good, particularly if you look at my house. But anyway, few things I would like to bring to your attention before we get into the show today. And one is like, wow, it's happening next week, folks. January 21st and 22nd, celebration of the CRM players with my partner, the Venerable Paul Greenberg. It's kind of hard to believe that we've been doing CRM players for 15, actually, it's closer to 16 years at this point. And we had never done a live event. Everything we've done has been done virtually. And we were like, well, 15 years, that's kind of a big mark. Maybe we should do, if we're going to ever do anything, why don't we do it now? So we're doing it now. We're going to do it in Atlanta. We're doing it next week at the Atlanta Tech Village in Buckhead. It's an invite only to the physical event, but we are more than happy to have people come and join us virtually because it's gonna be a hybrid event. It's gonna be half celebration of 15, 16 years of CRM players, but it's also going to be an actual we're calling it a conversational thought leadership event. And we've got lots of great folks coming in. We're going to be trying some things out. So we do have people like Brian Solis, who's going to be speaking and talking about his new book, Mind Shift. We've got venture capitalists, private equity people. We've got people coming in from the gaming industry. We got folks coming in from the sports side of things. We've got New York Giants. We got New York Yankees. Paul Greenberg is involved with it, so you got to have the New York Yankees. We've got Atlanta Hawks. We've got some really cool folks coming in. So once again, this is kind of invite only, but we're inviting you to do the virtual appearance. And all you need to do is go to IRL, which stands for in real life. That was the Paul Greenberg creation, since we're doing the first in real life thing, I guess. IRL2025.com. So go there. You can register so you can attend virtually. And what's going to be cool about that is, we're doing some experimenting here. So we're going to have a general session track going. We're going to have our PPN shows. We're going to live stream them in front of what I'm calling a live studio audience, or at least semi-live. We'll hope they're live. And so you can choose between that, the shows, or the general session. But also, we're doing something kind of taking a bite off of Monday Night Football. So you can watch the general session in a traditional sense, or you can watch kind of what we're calling the Players Cast, because we're stealing from the Manning brothers, the Manning Cast. So we're going to have some of our analyst friends watching the general session and commenting and talking and sharing as that's going on, and you can watch that stream. And we're even going to have something we're calling the Heather Cam. Heather Willems is one of those folks who does those great visualizations as people are speaking on the keynote stage. She's going to be bringing to life what they say in visual form. We're even going to have a stream just so you can watch her do that. So lots of stuff going on. IRL2025.com is, of course, it's no charge. It's free. It's like I said, it's a party. You don't get charged to go to a party. So please join us. Feel free to join us. We would love to have you. All right. One last thing. Just found out. And next week is our event. We're going to take a week off. I think we're going to take a week off. Yeah, we're going to need to take a week off after that. And the following Thursday, when we bring back the traditional CRM Players show, we just found out that our good buddy Colin Fleming, who is the CMO of ServiceNow, is going to be joining us. Now, we've known him for years. And actually, I think the last time we had him on the players or we recorded something, we were actually at Knowledge 24, and it was like his first week on the job, and we just kind of like hijacked him and said, "Hey, yeah, come over here. We know who you are. You know who we are. Give us a couple of minutes to talk about your first week at CMO at ServiceNow." So we haven't talked to him since. So that's like 7 or 8 months. So we're really excited to have him come join us on the show to see how those 8 months have been as the CMO of ServiceNow. I mean, such a cool position. He's a cool guy too. So we're really looking forward to seeing him once we kind of get over whatever happens next week. All right. Do I have anything else? No, I don't. So it's time to get into this 2025 first few good minutes. And actually, it starts back in 2019 because 2019 is actually where I met my guest that's coming up. And she said something that kind of stood out to me back then. Let me see if I can bring this up. Yeah. All right. So she said something. We had a chance. It was at a conference in the pre-pandemic days of Yonder. You kind of remember them, don't you? So we were, I had the fortune to get some time with her because she was one of the keynote presenters at this conference. And so after she was done with that, we got a chance to hang out and talk a little bit and do a little few good minutes then on location, kind of. And she said something that stood out to me. And you know what? I completely gave away kind of. Maybe I didn't, but she said this: success comes through people adopting technology, using technology, and helping them understand it's out there. Then adoption comes. Now, who said that? Kellie Romack said that. Now, at the time, she was the VP of Digital HR and Strategic Planning for Hilton. Once again, now this is 5 years ago. So fast forward now, Kellie is at ServiceNow. Wow, this is like a theme going here. We had Colin and now we have Kellie. That she's the Chief Digital Information Officer at ServiceNow right now. So let me just go ahead and welcome Kellie to the stage here. Kellie, thank you for doing this. Thank you for joining me. It's been way too long. Oh,
Yes,
you're on mute.
yes,
Oh,
it has. It has been too long. I'm so glad to be with you again. And wow, a lot's happened in 5 years.
Yeah, like a lot of gray beard has happened in that 5 years. But you know what? You are it's such a cool title that you have now at ServiceNow, the Chief Digital Information Officer. But I'm going to pop this back onto the stage. Success comes through people adopting technology, using technology, and helping them understand it's out there. Then adoption comes. Now, you said that, like I said, 5+ years ago. But does that still resonate with what you do in your role at ServiceNow?
Absolutely. We drive the business forward using technology. So for us, I believe we create amazing experiences with awesome technology. And then our users, right, whether it's our customers, our employees, our partners, jump in, use it, love it, adopt it, and give us feedback, continually making it better. It's a life cycle, it's a journey. And we cannot just throw technology out there that doesn't solve the business problem. It's all about solving the problem for the business, elevating the business, reducing the friction, creating streamlined technology to help users, help customers do their job better.
So you were at Hilton when we last met. You're at ServiceNow now. ServiceNow now. Okay. Let's see. Tell us a little bit about the journey. How did you get from Hilton to Chief Digital Information Officer at ServiceNow?
You bet. Loved my role at Hilton. Did so many things. I think when you and I were talking, I was transforming our internal technology, taking all prem to cloud, whether it was HCM or ERP. But before that, built things like our award-winning Honors app, built Digital Key, created and innovated so many different things in the hospitality industry. Then I got the opportunity to go to Walmart, and wow, loved Walmart, still loyal to both Hilton and Walmart. We created technology for millions of associates in the stores and help associates and customers do their job better every single day in the stores while creating better experiences and reducing time for the employees and the associates at Walmart. And then over 2 years ago, can you believe it? Time flies. Came to ServiceNow. Started with ServiceNow. SVP ran a lot of our internal digital experiences, and last year moved into the CIO role. And the good thing and interesting thing about this role and why it is an amazing fit for me and we get to transform ServiceNow with it is I look at it as three big pillars. Number one, of course, we have our traditional CIO activities that most of you know. Number two, my team and our leadership team gets an opportunity to shape our revenue growth. We run ServiceNow, Brent, on ServiceNow. So we have a revenue growth. So we champion all of our amazing products because we run ServiceNow on ServiceNow. And we call it Now on Now. So we help support customers, we work with customers, and we're a showcase of our technology. And third, I have the opportunity to connect the entire digital experience across ServiceNow internally and create experience and strategies and work across our C-suite to ensure we get great outcomes for our business and our customers and our shareholders.
You were at Hilton, and that was more kind of, consumer based, but ServiceNow is definitely B2B.
Yes.
How is that? How's that kind of? I guess how does if it has changed your perspective on servicing customers? How does that change when you go from business to consumer to B2B kind of customers?
Sure, absolutely. Well, at the end of the day, whether it was Hilton, Walmart, or ServiceNow, customers are at the heart of everything we do. And we have to keep them in focus and in the center of how we operate, how we create, and then obviously, as I said earlier, right, get them to love the experiences and adoption comes, right? Usage comes and outcomes happen. And for me, both with Hilton and with Walmart and at ServiceNow, we created experiences and served our customers in such a way. So whether it's B2B or B2C, we it all translates for me. I did not feel like it was a big jump. At the end of the day, technology, product mindset, amazing experiences are at the core of every single thing we do. And then we adapt and grow with our businesses. And I have to tell you, the diversity of my career from hospitality to retail, both front lines, making it happen. We worked with tons of partners, right? Tons of providers behind the scenes. That all translated incredibly well to what we do at ServiceNow because we touch every single corner of the business.
So I was doing a little looking on your LinkedIn profile.
All right.
And
Let's see what you're going to come up with here.
something just really caught my attention. Let me bring this up here. This, because 5.5 years ago, I don't think AI ever came up at least on our show. And really, it wasn't until OpenAI came out with ChatGPT a couple of years ago that this extreme focus on, generative AI and AI kind of generally speaking now, it really wasn't there 5.5 years ago, but it's here now. And it's going to be here for a while. And so when I saw this that you posted about moving AI from a black box to a glass box, it just really caught my attention. So if you could you talk about, maybe describe what's going on, what you mean by a black box to glass box, and what AI's transformation is going to look like moving between those two?
100% happy to. So the reason I put that statement out there is yes, AI is incredible. The amount of work we're doing. I was in we call it a speed round demo session yesterday and saw so many different things and how we're creating agentic experiences here, agents creating agents, agents acting with humans in the loop. But where my head is with moving it from a black box to a glass box goes back to your original quote. Or my original quote you showed, we have to have adoption. We have to create understanding of how to use AI in context of what you're doing every day and not just automate the work, reimagine the work and help people understand, demystify it, understand it, create that democratized environment so that every user, technical or non, can use AI, put it to work, understand it, and help be productive for their business and for their customers. So I believe in education. I think educating people and helping people understand the what and the how and the outcomes so important. And that's what I meant by that is we want to not just talk about the mystery behind it. We want you to understand it so you can also reimagine how you work with it every single day.
It's got to be kind of challenging going from black box to clear box because this stuff is moving really quickly. So when you
It
think
is.
about where are we in that transition, would you say, or where are customers in their understanding of AI? Where are they in the kind of transition between black box and clear box?
That journey is all across the board. I will tell you, let's start with how we do manage it at ServiceNow, and then we'll move to customers. At
Okay.
ServiceNow, we ensure we're educating. We've done learning days for everyone in the company. We are helping to educate. We have it, I think, over almost 90% of all of our users use Gen AI all the time, right? So we are actively participating. We are putting it in front of people. We are helping them understand it. And from our customer base, we're doing the same thing because we run ServiceNow on ServiceNow and we're running all this AI technology internally, we're able to look across to our customers, help them understand and showing them real-time use cases and helping them with their business and showing them the best way to move things forward and make things happen.
I think we might you might be frozen with your video, but we can still hear you.
Uh-oh.
So I'm
We'll keep
hoping
going. All right.
we'll keep going, and
I
hopefully
can
your
see
video
you.
will
I don't
come
know
back.
why the video is frozen.
Yeah, hopefully it'll come back. Sometimes it's a Wi-Fi or broadband issue, but we can still hear you, so that's great. And
Perfect.
I'm actually recording your local audio and video feed, so we should get that as well after
Got
we
it.
end the broadcast. So anyway, no, this is great. So one of the things that you mentioned agentic, and I
Uh-huh.
think like at the beginning of last year, beginning of 2024, there wasn't really a whole lot of people using that word. We were still really focused just on, you know, being able to generate purple cows and oh, looks like we may have lost Kellie. So I'm hoping that she'll be able to come back shortly. Looks like she may be having some Wi-Fi issues. So I'm just gonna okay here. Looks like she may be back. Saying device. Okay. There she is. Okay, you're back. So I was trying to tap dance. So all right. Oh no, you're back again.
Got it.
I think you're playing
No,
tag or something.
technology, we're practicing, right?
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
right. Exactly.
That's right. See, we're agile, we're making things happen, we're iterating through. It's all good.
By the way, Brienne Creelman says great conversation.
Oh, love it. Love it.
I agree. I
We're just
agree.
gonna get better.
Absolutely.
These good minutes are even gonna get better. Let's keep going.
So
So you were talking about
agentic.
AI and agentic.
Yeah, so at the beginning of last year, I don't recall hearing a whole bunch of people talking about agentic AI. We were all still talking about generative and creating purple cows and getting
Right?
teenagers to write summaries for their homework and all that kind of stuff. But by the end of the year, it was really almost all about agentic AI. That's
Yes.
that's a pretty strong and fast progression from beginning of 2024 to the end. So we're in
Yes.
2025, and it seems like it's nonstop agentic. Can you kind of just say or talk about what exactly does agentic AI offer to like your customer base and what it means to you as well?
Well, let's start with let's zoom out for a second. So to
Okay.
your point, agentic, we are putting it to work everywhere. Like I said, I just looked at some demos and we're putting it to work inside of ServiceNow and helping our customers. And what it means to me is we're using AI agents to create an agentic experience to transform business processes. We're creating better experiences, hyper personalized to the user and the activity they're doing to realize the value. And so, yes, we automate manual tasks. Yes, we do resolution. Yes, we have summarization. Yes, we recommend actions. And we're also taking the bigger, creating next best actions. So we're able to take any data, any workflow, put it together from an orchestration perspective, meet the user where they are from a hyper personalization, and then create outcomes and actions while the human is in the loop. And that's the important thing. So, for example, there's something, we have something really simple, like a reset we need to do with some technology internally. Typically, it takes like 34 minutes. Now it takes 34 seconds.
Mm.
So, those types of dramatic savings, that is what is helping. Again, it's not just automating the work, it's transforming the work. We're reimagining the work because agentic AI allows us to step back and think about different ways to activate, engage, and experience technology for the outcomes and the customers.
One of we did a recent show at the end of last year. We do an annual "What is CRM in the year ahead" kind of thing, and we invite
Hmm.
a number of executives from companies like ServiceNow. Actually, Terrence Cheshire was on with us as part of that from ServiceNow,
Ah,
and we talked about a whole bunch of different things.
sure.
One of the things that came up and I'd love to get your thought on this, is around there was so much excitement when OpenAI came out with ChatGPT, and everybody was talking about the generative aspects of being able to have, type a few prompts and get all this stuff back, which is great. But I believe it was my partner, the venerable Paul Greenberg. I can never say his name without saying the venerable in front of it at this point. But he made a really, I thought, an interesting point, and I agree with him about, while of course the excitement really was mostly focused on the AI and the generative
Hmm.
aspects of it, but
Hmm.
we shouldn't sell short the conversational aspects of being able to use natural language whether it's typing, or at some point it's going to be even more verbal than just texting.
Yes,
How important that is, because that allows us to be a little bit more human in our
it does.
interactions, instead of focusing on things that take us, sometimes we just get taken away from our humanity, because we're stressed, sometimes we're pulled in all these different directions, and sometimes we forget about just the human aspects. It sounds kind of funny how AI can allow us to be more human
Mhm.
with what we do, in addition to getting all that great insight. Do you feel like that's another thing that could help with adoption, with helping folks not only stand, oh yeah, you'll get lots of great insights, but you'll actually be more human if you're able to use these things too?
This might be my favorite question. And I'm going to tie back in the quote we talked about with glass box and black box, because at the
Okay.
end of the day, what we do with our amazing AI, and to your point, it can be speech or text, whatever it needs to be, is we're creating trust and understanding with the user, both the requester and the fulfiller, right? Because oftentimes, as you mentioned, conversational. Yes, you can have conversations with AI, but then also the AI is playing a very important role in requesters and fulfillers as well. And by creating trust from that black box to the glass box, we're able to create prioritization. We understand clarity. We can demystify complexity and the operating algorithms. And to your point, just put it in plain human speak, right? We call it kitchen English here at ServiceNow, what you would talk about at the kitchen table, right? So how do we continue to make it more human? And it is not, it's technology humanized. And on that point, I'm going to take it a step further. We also have continuous feedback loops. So we ask both requesters and fulfillers and people at both ends of the interaction, how did that feel? Good? Feedback? Need to change? So we are collecting feedback all the time, every day, and we look at it every single day and ensure the human is in the loop. We also put our AI governance to work as well, and we have a control tower that helps us manage that across the company. So to your point, we have lots of technology that enables, right, this awesomeness. However, we have to keep it human, because at the end of the day, the humans are interacting with it, and we don't need them to understand the complexity. We need them to understand the personalized outcomes that make them better.
Uh, you know, uh, I think it was like 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years. Gosh, time is really flying.
It does, doesn't it? In this AI world, even going faster.
But
Gotta partner with people to keep up. That's for sure.
I'm glad you mentioned the word partner because that's where I was going.
Okay.
One of the early partnerships I saw between NVIDIA and a company in my neck of the woods, the CRMCX industry, was ServiceNow. And I think it was last year at Knowledge.
Hmm.
I think Jensen was on stage, and he said basically he said the same thing. He was like, and he was trying to get people to say, "Sir, I want my service now." I don't know if you remember that part of it. That didn't work too well, but the actual part where he starts, ServiceNow was like the first partner of ours in this space to get it and
Mhm.
to start to use it. So I know, what you guys are doing with NVIDIA, where you got the hardware, you're running all the stuff internally, and it seems like you were very prescient at ServiceNow, being very prescient to build that kind of deep relationship with a company like NVIDIA.
Mhm.
That, but how has that been, and what do you see, happening this year, a year from now, as a result of that kind of partnership that ServiceNow has with NVIDIA?
Wow, it's tremendous, the partnership with NVIDIA. Absolutely. We continue to look at how do we advance our AI while, right, being responsible, while elevating our compute power with partners like NVIDIA. We also are big Microsoft partners. We have partners out there all over the place. And what we want to do is be democratized in our technology so you can bring in any data, right? Any information on our platform, use AI from an orchestration perspective and create and reimagine the work you need to. So I think it is so important to not just close yourself off. You have to have partners in the world. Everybody can reach everything. Anybody can go to the internet and play with AI and pull it up. And that's what the world needs. And we have to do it responsibly. And with big partners, we are able to do that better and more efficiently. So I don't see partnership going away. I can consider it to be deep, important, and strategic. And we're going to continue down this path. Absolutely.
Yeah, the Microsoft partnership. I
Yes.
remember at Knowledge 24, it was the two ones that did get a lot of the kind of the attention were the ServiceNow and, I mean, excuse me, the NVIDIA and the
NVIDIA and
Microsoft.
Microsoft. Yes.
But
Yeah.
there was another one that was really key that did get some attention, but maybe got a little overshadowed because those names are so big. But
Yes, sir.
Genesis, the partnership you guys with Genesis is, I thought, was incredibly important because it's so focused on connecting with the contact center with workflow and what that could mean in an integrated sense, in a more efficient way to move that data across AIs. And I'm so glad to hear you say that partnerships, it's not going anywhere. It's actually going to get more and more important, because I think all these different AIs could be great, but they're only can be reach their potential greatness if companies like ServiceNow is willing to partner with these other huge companies, so that users don't have to almost go like the application silo. We don't want the AI or assistant silo. We
Mhm.
want companies like ServiceNow to work together, and I think that's so great that you guys focus on that.
It's so true, and that's so true. We can't ask customers to swivel chair, right, between technologies. So the great thing about ServiceNow is we get to be this experience layer across all of your sets of technology. And to your point, Genesis, Microsoft, NVIDIA, whatever it is, we can create with our workflow, with our data fabric, right, our workflow data fabric, and with our RaptorDB database. We have the technology and the platform of platforms to be able to ingest, consume, take that to a different level, transform with orchestration, create outcomes across multiple sets of technologies, all within the ServiceNow ecosystem. That's winning all day, especially for customers, because otherwise, customers don't need, and CIOs out there, they're not going to rip and replace technologies they already have. So if they want to reimagine the work, change their outcomes, great news. Use ServiceNow. Create that connection, to your point, with our awesome workflow, with our speed, and be able to transform the work and reimagine the work in different ways for their customers, especially the call center. right? That we talked about. I mean, we run it all day long internally. Just did a demo, requester and fulfiller. Requester is the customer, fulfiller is our agents making things happen. And to your point, we were looking at it yesterday and we're keeping the human in the loop, but we are increasing the agent's productivity and our customer satisfaction time and time again as we hone and make this better and better. So, yes, partnerships are all over the place. It's good for the business, it's good for everyone. And the great news is ServiceNow can bring it all together.
All right, Kelly, this has been really great.
I can
It
keep going.
feels,
I get so excited about it all.
you know what? I got that sense. I got
Did
that sense
you?
that you're
Did
a little
you? Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. I
But
know. Well,
but
I'm your first guest of the year, and I love my partner in crime, Colin, who you're going to be interviewing in a couple weeks. But we got to make sure we got a great start to January here.
well, thank you for doing that for me, and I'm sure your customers are feeling that energy and that excitement. When you think about the year ahead, 2025, what do you
Oh,
really want your customers to be ready and prepare and focus on?
that's a great question. So my words that I'm focusing on in 25 is unity and value. We have to, because we talked about partnerships already, right? We can't be in silos. We create magic when we unify, and then we ensure we keep value top of mind. So I stay lockstep with my C-suite peers inside of ServiceNow and in the industry, because CIOs and CDIOs, we are connecting the dots in the world, right? We're in all corners of the business, understanding the business, focusing on our partnerships, focusing on the outcomes our business needs to drive. And I'm very close to our internal leaders and our external customers. How do we enable and embed AI across everything to create unified, seamless, hyper personalized experiences? So that's what I'm looking for. And then we also have to create tangible output and benefits, whether it's with support or it's with creating new businesses or new lines of work, like in empowering engineers and developers, right? Helping our product leaders do more, helping our go-to-market teams. The list goes on and on.
Oh, well, this has been fascinating. By the way, I'm not the only one that thinks that. Renew Gupta says, amazing
Oh,
conversation, loving it. So much to learn from Kelly. Oh, absolutely.
awesome.
And
Thanks, people. Oh, look at that.
hey,
I
Rich,
know
love
some
the
of these
experience
people.
there. I bet you do. Yeah, it's
I
great.
do.
Matter of fact, I should have put up some of the comments when I posted that I was going to be talking with you. Usually, when I post, a show,
Uh-huh.
you get some nice, interaction, some nice likes and things like that. I posted yours, and it was like comments like, "She's the greatest." She can
Well,
learn so much.
we are hungry and humble at ServiceNow. It's the team, it's the platform, it's the energy, and it's how we
Yeah.
show up every single day for our customers, for our employees, and for our shareholders. And I feel gratitude and energized to go make it happen for everybody in 25.
All right. So before I let you go, you might have seen that I'm wearing a lot of Rams stuff.
I see I'm
Rams.
seeing that vibe. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So of course my team is the Rams, and we're feeling pretty good since we won that first playoff game. So I'm but I know you're in Dallas. Would you have to be a Cowboys fan?
Yeah, it's hard not to live in Dallas and not be a Cowboys fan. So, I root for them. We have some opportunities to elevate. I'm sure Jerry Jones knows that. So, looking forward to a better season next year and making it happen. And good luck to your Rams this year.
Thank you. Do you want Deion Sanders as your head coach?
I'll say what I say at work. We need the best and highest use resources to make it happen for the time we're in right now. How about that?
That's a very good
Thank
answer.
you. Thank you.
Kelly, thank you so much. I hope I run into you. Hopefully, I get to see you at Knowledge 24
Oh,
or
I'll be
25.
there. Let's make sure we connect. I'll be there. We're going to do some great things at Knowledge, and if people are out there listening, please come. It's going to be the best Knowledge ever. I'm so excited about making it happen this year.
And where can people learn more about some of the things that we talked about from a ServiceNow
Oh,
perspective?
ServiceNow.com. Go on, use our AI, look for anything you want. or we'll serve you up what we think you need.
And I'm going to completely agree with Lima here. Wonderful conversation. Great start of the year. Thank you.
Awesome.
And thank you guys for hanging out with us. So Kellie, I'm about to end the show. I want you to hang out in the green room for just a minute after I end, because I want to make sure we get the recording, because we did have
Yes,
that little
sir.
glitch. So thank you for doing this. Thank everybody for hanging out with us. Be around tomorrow at 3:00 for CRM Players, where we're going to give a little preview of our big event next week. So hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you for your time.